Hey YouTube, this is RPG and welcome to this guide for the Guardian of the Loot Connect battle on Valkyrie Connect. This guide is aimed at the 8-star solo difficulty, but it should help with lower difficulty versions too. If you just want a TLDR version of this guide, Acer, Therians, Jotun and Beast will be feared, but you can use this to your advantage if need be, and you should bring mostly dark gear and heroes, although Earth will also deal significant damage. The gear I use will be near the end of the video. I'll preface this video by briefly saying that I'm not really happy with my team for this Connect. The boss is more annoying than difficult to work around because of its mechanics, and I didn't really feel like experimenting further. Getting a completely consistent team will likely be pretty difficult, so I've just aimed to build a quick team composition that wins most of the time. If we look at the resistances of the enemies in the Connect, we can see Jormungand is extremely weak to Earth and pretty weak to Dark. The crystals are the real problem here, so we'll be mostly using Dark gear. Before we continue on, I just want to note as well that Jorm, as well as all of his crystals, count as airborne beasts for the purpose of passive damage bonuses. Jorm's auto skill inflicts light magic damage and fear for 3 turns to your whole team. The fear effect applies only to Acer, Therians, Jotun and Beasts. On 7-star and 8-star, he will also inflict Holy Field to your whole team, as well as deal powerful light magic damage to your 3 farthest units. I'm not using air quotes for the powerful this time, because combined with his crystals, this damage can very easily kill a unit in seconds, as you saw happen to Marie at the start of this fight. Because the Holy Field is inflicted by Jorm himself, field rings are a must to mitigate the damage from it. His action skill is a lot less relevant, as it just hits your farthest row for a comparatively low amount of light magic damage. It has a 20% damage bonus against grounded units, but this is very unlikely to make or break your team. He is accompanied by 2 sets of light crystals, one in the mage row with him and one in the ranged row. The mage row crystals increase Jorm's magic attack by 30% for 3 turns and deal powerful light magic damage to your front unit. On 7-star and higher, they will also give Jorm a light magic counterattack for 3 turns, as well as apply Corrupt for 3 turns to one of your units at random. This Corrupt effect applies to all races. The range row crystals increase the defense and magic defense of Jorm and all his crystals by 30% for 3 turns, as well as applying a 50% damage reduction shield to Jorm and themselves. On 8-star, they will also give Jorm Stone Skin for 3 turns, as well as apply Exhaust for 2 turns to one random enemy. This exhaust effect applies to all races. The front crystals leave you extremely vulnerable to being killed by Jorm, particularly your back 3 units if Corrupt lands on them. So my strategy is to destroy those first, and then worry about the back crystals making Jorm take heavily reduced damage later. I accomplish this by using primarily dark gear that targets nearest 2 or 3. Most of the gear that I use for this is either old collab gear or reward from ranking Connect, so you may or may not have access to this, and I'll suggest some alternatives later. In terms of other units, if you have any of the boosted units, definitely use them. Units I experimented with or considered before I decided to just keep my current team were Marie 2, Summerisa, Halloween Niji, Nabi, Ayami, Mamiji, Sara, Not, Iwas, Kawaru 1 and Homura. If you are having trouble keeping your back 3 alive, you could consider using high light res units that will get hit by Jorm's fear like Thor and Sif, as this will prevent their skill gauge from increasing and it would be better for them to just cycle through their gear rather than using their action skills anyway. There are obviously lots of other units that you could potentially use for this, either Dark or Earth units or high light res units that I just don't have, so I haven't mentioned. Outside of the gear I've used here, if you're using a physical ranger, definitely use as much of the Dark backsnipe gear as you can. Your melee and mages should be able to handle the front row crystals, and having dedicated back damage will make breaking the back crystals faster. I had difficulty building Summerisa during testing as I lacked dark gear for magic rangers. I ended up using debuff gear like the mermaid bikini for her instead. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this guide was both useful and informational. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of this Connect boss. Please consider liking the video and subscribing, it's a great way to support my channel. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next one.